All right, brothers and sisters, back at it again. Today, I want to speak to you all about the number 30. Now, some of you all have seen the number 30s in your dream, in your visions. You went to Google and YouTube, start typing in what the number 30 mean, and it gave you some answer, right? But I'm here to tell you today, I'm not speaking about angel numbers. I'm not speaking about gematria. I want to get that out of your mind immediately. When you start talking about numbers, individuals, they immediately think that you're talking about something spooky. All right, this is how the Most High deals with the numbers in the scriptures, and that's what I want to share with you today. So, the number 30, if you're a person that continually sees the number 30 on a continual basis, I want you to think about these words right here. I want to think about the beginning of a service. Think about the completion of time. Think about a morning cycle. Think about a price that one individual have to pay. So, I'm going to read some from excerpts from my book right here, The Spiritual and Prophetic Meaning of Numbers, to be able to talk about this number 30. So those that are numbers conscious may not think of 30 as a number with great significance, but it does have some important words and meanings that you should take into consideration. The number 30 is a mixture of the number 3 and the number 10. You can go back to read the chapters explaining the number 3. You can go back and read it in your book if you have the book, or you can go back and watch the videos, the number 3 and 10, and you could be able to maybe parallel those together to be able to get an understanding of the number 30. So let's go ahead and point it to the completion of time. In the book of Genesis, months were calculated as a series of 30-day cycles. We're able to gain this information by evaluating the story of Noah. In Genesis chapter 7, verse 11, it informs the reader that on the 17th day of the second month, the waters began to cover the earth. The story proceeds to inform us that in chapter 8, verse 4, that the ark rested in the 7th month on the 17th day of the month. From the times that the waters came down from heaven until the time the ark rested was a span of 150 days. From this, we are able to see that 150 days, 5 months were 30 days each. 30 days or 5 months, 30-day cycles, if you will. 150 days complete. Daniel chapter 6 and verse 7. All the presidents of the kingdom, the governors, the princes, and the counselors, and the captains have consulted together to establish a royal statute and to make a firm decree that whosoever shall ask a petition of any other deity or man for 30 days, save the king, he shall be cast into the den of lions. When the crafty counselors of King Darius, they took crafty counsel against Daniel. Of course, Daniel was in there praying to the Most High. When they was trying to find something against him, they couldn't find nothing wrong against him. So they had to make up some type of rule or decree. And they say, if anyone will pray to another god for 30 days, except for you, King Darius, let him be thrown into the lion's den. Why did they say that anyone that pray to anyone besides you, O king, for 30 days, let him be thrown into the lion's den? All right, because we are left to assume that 30 days was the actual recording of a month. Some people would say it was 31 days, 21, 29, 30, all these different back and forths. But we see right here, clear as day, it was a 30-day cycle that no one was to be petitioning, no one else besides King Darius. 30 days was a month. All right, so that could be what you talk about, the completion of a time, a completion of a cycle, if you will. So the next words you can look associated with the number 30 is the beginning of service. Genesis chapter 41 and verse 46. And Joseph was 30 years old when he stood before Pharaoh, king of Egypt. So now when Joseph interpreted the dream, he was 17 when he got thrown and taken in as a slave or captive, if you will. And he was 30 before he stood before the king. 30 started at the beginning of a new service for Joseph. Some individuals will tell you that you're really supposed to be 30 years old before you really start teaching. The Messiah, who we looked at in the scriptures, they said he began his ministry supposedly at the age of 30 years old. Numbers chapter 4, verse 2. Take the sum of the sons of Kohath from among the sons of Levi after their families by the house of their fathers, from 30 years old and upwards, even unto 50 years old, all that enter into the host, to do the work of the tabernacle of the congregation. He said, take those that are 30 years old and upwards. That begins a new cycle. It begins another level of maturity. For those of you that are 30 years old, isn't it amazing that when you reach that level of 30, you feel as if you should have accomplished all kind of things in life already? You get down on yourself if you not have accomplished all these milestone goals for yourself. 30 is the beginning of a new service, a new cycle of life. 2 Samuel chapter 5, verse 4. David was 30 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 40 years. David, his beginning of his new cycle of life started at 30 when he began to reign over the children of Israel. Luke chapter 4, verse 23. I already talked to you about the Messiah. He began his ministry at the age of 30. Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 1. Now it came to pass in the 30th year, in the 4th month, in the 5th day of the month, as I was among the captives by the rivers of Chebar, that the heavens were open, and I saw visions of the Most High. So Ezekiel began to see these different visions in the 30th year, in the 4th month, in the 5th day of the month, as he was among the captives. So why did the Most High show it to him in the 30th year? All right, this is the beginning of a new cycle. Another word that you can associate with the number 30 is a price. All right, you see the 30, it might be a price that has to be paid. Leviticus chapter 27, verse 4. And if it be a female, then the estimation shall be 30 shekels. 30 shekels, all right? Leviticus chapter 27 informs the reader about vows and prices of estimation for men and women. The price to redeem a female servant was 30 shekels. Go to Zechariah 11 and verse 13. And the Most High said unto me, cast it unto the potter, and a goodly price that I was priced at them. And I took it, and I took the 30 pieces of silver and cast them to the potter in the house of the Most High. We also, some people look at that Zechariah prophecy. You could tie it into Matthew, where we say that Judas betrayed the Messiah. It was a price that had to be paid. Judas betrayed them for 30 pieces of silver. So a price, 30 can be associated with a price. Mourning, we talk about a cycle of time. 30 is also the amount of time that was a custom for individuals to mourn men of renown. Deuteronomy chapter 34 and verse 8. And the children of Israel wept for Moses in the plains of Moab 30 days. So the days of weeping and the mourning for Moses were ended. So now that you are aware of the words and meanings associated with the number 30, take them to the Most High. Just like I'm asking you all for all these other numbers that I've shared with you leading up to this point. All right. I'm giving you words that can help your understanding so that you can understand and have a better understanding of what the Most High, what the message the Most High shall share with you. I want you to take these words and offer them up to the Most High. Ask the Most High, is this exactly what you're trying to share with me when I keep seeing 30 in my dreams? When I keep seeing the number 30 when I'm driving down the road, I look on the clock, I see something that has to deal with 30. What does this mean? All right. Also, when you look at that numbers, the number 0 does not mean anything. So you could, the number 30 can also be leading you back to the number 3. Just to throw that in there for those of you that might be wondering, what does this number 30 mean? It could be deal with number 3. Go back to my video about the number 3. So also keep this in mind. You can deal with 30 could be 3 10-year cycles. It could be 3 10 times. So it's a few different ways you can look at this number 30. It could be the beginning of a service, completion of time. It could be a price that you got to pay. It can have to deal with a morning cycle, or it could be dealing with the number 3. All right, that I already shared with you with. So keep those things in mind as you keep seeing the number 30. If you're a person that's seen value in this video right here, I'm asking you to share this with someone so that they can be enlightened on this message. They can be enlightened on this number 30, and that they can have a greater insight. And if you're new to the channel, I'm asking you to click the subscribe button. Click that bell button for notification. If you already been paying attention to these videos and you haven't subscribed already, I'm asking you to click that subscribe button so that you can be notified, because the videos that's coming down the line are going to get better and better as time progresses. So I pray that the Most High continually be with each and every single one of you until the next time we see each other again.